Hi, this is Joe Russo.
Dan Harmon.
Joel McHale.
Chevy, you want to introduce yourself?
No, I really don't.
Okay, so this is the first episode after the pilot, which is always an interesting episode because a pilot is usually sort of a prototype for a concept, but you haven't had a lot of time to think it through. You don't know where it's going to go. It's a very sort of limited 20 minutes of storytelling.
Yeah, and this is the first time that the audience sees me out of sweatpants.
Yes, that's true.
The whole audience.
You know, you're trying to figure out what's the show going to become? I mean, it's a little bit.
I mean, if you think about it, we could have chosen anything. It could have been in a gas station for the first episode.
You're right. When you
German
think
submarine.
Right.
We could have recast people.
Do you ever think about it, Chevy?
No.
Yeah.
You know?
I just go there. Somebody gives me lines. I say them. But no.
And it was the same in the 70s, except you didn't say them.
That's correct, sir. Wait a minute. Are we supposed to be talking during this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
We've been supposed
We're
to
going to
keep
tell
quiet
stories
this whole time.
and, give insightful...
Absolutely nobody can...
Now, Chevy, how many different mock turtlenecks do you think you wore?
Look at the size of that fucking stomach. I've lost about 25
I was going to say,
pounds
this was
since then.
early on in the season when you were still
This is
heavy.
when we needed a forklift to get you out of your trailer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
My trailer was a forklift.
That was Chevy. That was Chevy Improv.
Okay, so when do you want us to talk?
Now.
Right now.
Okay.
But not
That's
right
all
now.
being recorded, just
Hold on
so you're
just
aware.
a bit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're recording it
so
right
they
now.
They can
For
turn
what?
it on at home. So the people that really, really are interested in the show and how it was made, and
Well, I'm not.
I know, but
but
for
they're
the
interested in
benefit
you.
of people who are, they want to hear you say something about what you experienced while you were working on this. Maybe
Notice how Joel has no lines. Now he has lines.
Yeah, now
He's happier.
There I am. Chevy, do you remember shooting this episode?
I don't remember much about the show, really. I've been home like a normal person.
Now, are you going to purchase a home here now that we're as big as Glee?
Are we as big as Glee?
Not even close.
No.
I've never seen Glee.
In
Maybe we should
Thailand.
sing in our next...
In Thailand, we're huge.
Yeah.
Huge in Thailand. They've got a thing for Allison in Thailand.
that soda cup I worked on with the art department. It says "Yummy Tummy Stop and Go."
That's nice.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I like how the pour label got turned to the side so you can't even read it.
Yeah, they're so used to doing legally clearable.
You'll notice, actually, there was a shot there as Joel went around the table that was a Steadicam, a tracking shot that followed him around the table. And typically, as you move through
Look at
the
the
season,
pimple on his left cheek.
you get less and less ambitious with
as you
the
go
camera
through.
work. Everybody starts wearing down.
That's
The
not
Russos
acceptable.
love to
That's
use Steadicams,
leprosy.
which, as if you're a comedy writer, you know, is the best friend of jokes. Is
There it is
one
again.
long
Steadicam.
Steadicam shot.
A big zit on Joel's left cheek.
No, that's now it's origami.
But at the same time,
That
it gives the show a
paper, Dan.
cinematic feel
Paper's so white.
that you don't get on other shows. So
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, the way we approach the show, the aesthetic for us is really trying to do.
Oh, did you see that?
a
The
movie a week.
actual, that was the old school Chevy's card. There had the woman with the boobs.
Before they made
We
us take
actually
it off.
broadcast
Right.
that.
Wait.
It
I don't
slipped
see
through.
that.
No, it's gone by.
It's gone by, but
I remember saying then, you can have her. I have less to prove.
yeah.
Yeah,
we're
we had to
talking
make small
There we are.
adjustments.
There you are. There's some real nice.
And this is
The scene was reshot. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, we had to reshoot it. Yeah.
But because it was like it
was a long walk and
It was a
talk.
damn Steadicam shot.
That's
and-
where we
but-
decided to retire the Steadicam.
Where
But it also felt like an episode of ER. Like Gillian was very, very upset, and
Right.
they were on their way to surgery, and it didn't feel like the opening of a comedy. So we kind of lightened it up and did this. And Gillian's actually, in my opinion, she never verified this, but I think she's sort of sarcastically acting happy. But it actually worked. I mean,
The great thing about
Wow.
Steadicam is that it does give you a sort of cinematic feel, but
Chevy, let me just point out that
you got to edit to make comedy work.
I don't understand why I'm here at all.
it's just so nice to act with someone who's my height.
There's Ken Jeong.
No.
Am I looking at the right show?
is he in a different?
Now, when Justin Lin would show up to the set, did NBC and Sony just cringe, Joe?
No.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
When Justin Lin showed up.
Oh, we cringe in what
Because
capacity?
they knew that he was going to be the most complicated shots of all time for any show.
No, you know what? I mean, I don't think anybody knew that was coming. Part of the great thing about, like when you're a producing director on a show, there's this, like you're getting hammered a lot about being fiscally responsible. So when you bring in your big friends like Justin, he can, he's a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
But he also has a way of sort of being able to passively
Get what he wants
and extend the amount of time and money that he needs to execute it. The paintball episode was, as an example, took about
direct,
8 days of
can't
shooting.
drive.
Yeah.
If I tried to do that thing in 8 days,
That's all I'm saying.
hell would break loose,
Why not photography?
It's lucky that Ken doesn't take longer
Yeah,
when he has like 3 lines.
This was back when, in order to get the full Ken Jeong, we would
that's right.
shoot him for like 75 hours.
we shot 45 minutes of this speech, no, continuous. Like we didn't turn the cameras off; we just let them go and go and go and go and go. And then we sat in the edit room for about 4 days and cut it together. And then we thought maybe that's probably not the best way.
Unfortunately, that's what it's like when he's a doctor too. Hey, remember this?
I am a Spanish genius. In Espanol, my nickname is El Tigre Chino. Because my knowledge will bite her face off. So don't question Senor Chang, or you'll get bit.
There's Ken
You
Jeong.
can say something.
There's Ken.
Are you seeing Ken Jeong right now?
Yes, I am. I see him do all my old stuff.
As just to explain as a caveat that Chevy was actually 57 seconds behind us. He's in New York, we're in L.A.
which we couldn't tell from his normal personality.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it happening now?
Or
Are
no, we
on
were
now?
57 seconds behind Chevy, so he
no,
was
I'm
ahead
having a bowel
in
movement.
the
I don't know what you
episode.
guys are doing.
And when
It's
we were
funny
talking about
because
certain
usually
characters,
Chevy's 57 seconds behind.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So we were talking about certain characters. He couldn't figure out what was happening.
That's
We're so used to him going, "What the hell's going on? What's with you assholes?" That we
Unbelievable.
didn't know there was anything wrong.
See, now we're going to see Starburns in a second.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I saw him. Oh, a good minute before you did.
And that's, And that's what we're talking about, is Starburns.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Starburns is Dino Stamatopoulos, who we used a writer because you can't ask an actor to sit for as long as we needed to initially sit him to test those burns, the technology involved. It's
So it was all
space-age technology.
mascara painted
At
on
first it was, and then Dino eventually grew in a beard so that we could chisel a star into them.
I love it when he's like, "There's a person between these things."
I'm so glad I'm a part of this. It's like being Bob and Ray. What the heck? It's
I would
it's
say like now,
Starburns again.
I just want to say the first time I put this shirt on, which it was very small, and there was hair popping up of my pants. And
Oh, yeah. Forgot
Pam,
about that.
the greatest makeup lady of all time, walked
She gave
up.
you a little shave?
She handed me the electric shaver and said, "You need to take care of something."
Oh, wow.
And I
then
went
she,
to the bathroom and shaved myself.
Oh, come on. I saw her do it with her teeth.
That was a different time. That was for the pool episode.
Yeah, that's
All right, here comes the
and here's
master.
Chevy.
Here he is, everybody.
Chev, you're on screen right now, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Oh, now you're
Unfortunately.
gone.
But you're still on screen, right?
There.
Okay.
Here he is
Now
again.
I'm wearing a jacket because we realized how bad I looked on the other shot.
This is a defining moment for this character because he reveals that he's sterile, essentially, and that he
Yeah.
chooses to characterize it as having super sperm that can't get a woman pregnant.
Because they shoot through the.
Yeah, that's right. That shoots through the eggs.
But you can, so that's fine.
But I love this scene.
That's one of my. Yeah, I love doing
My
this
two
scene.
favorite guys. Hemingway's Lemonade. I wrote all of this. Aren't I amazing?
Dan,
you are.
wrote scripted this episode.
But I'm the slowest writer
Does
on
this-
our staff, so this took me a long time.
They put a 7 weeks behind schedule.
and it's
Well,
probably
if you think it took you a long time, how long do you think it took Joe to direct it?
I mean, this was weeks, right? I mean,
Yeah, this was
mean,
like.
I think I had to shoot this scene twice because Chevy
this
forgot
was
his lines. Right?
Oh no, Chevy didn't forget his line. This was
No.
like shooting the abyss.
I never forget my lines.
No, it's-
We did start this scene after a 13-hour day. So then we said, you know what, maybe it'd be better to just pick it up tomorrow.
yeah,
Oh, it's
we
because
came
we were
back.
dead drunk.
Remember that, Chad?
At that point.
Yeah.
that was quite a night.
Yeah, wasn't I?
Get Britta. All you have to know about her is her name. What is she, a water filter? I mean,
I love that line.
What is she, a water filter?
Why don't we start with me saying...
I wish that had been actual scotch. One day, can we...
Actually, it was.
I mean, this is...
It tastes like iced tea.
It's interesting when you compare this episode to later episodes in the season, and you see the arc that the character's gone through, that Jeff Winger's gone through.
Absolutely. The arc of my character has amazed and astounded me.
For instance, he learned how to draw circles. Look at this.
Right.
What is this gimpy circle?
Wait till you see this little
Who draws a circle like that?
There's going to be a little trip
That
thing
looks like
I do
a
here.
pumpkin that's been on its side.
Oh, shucks, you cut it out.
We
How
cut
do you
it.
like that?
Well, we hate ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a...
If Chev does physical
that was
humor,
another
cut it
reason we
out.
started retiring the Steadicam. Remember that shot, Dan? It drove me crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
This is back when we were all learning to work together.
yeah, and figuring out what
This
the
is
show was
back when
going to
we
be.
were like, we'll just go over to the college and shoot. It won't cost us any
The
money.
guy on that shirt, the Chicata Panecos guy, through no design of our own, just by kismet, like he is in Heat Vision and Jack for you super nerds. A pilot I did with Rob Shop. He's the guy that says that guy just disintegrated Jasmine, and I recognized him when he came in. We had picked him out of a photo book. Fascinating story.
There's a good
And he was there.
story to sort of illustrate the writer-director thing, which was, Anthony and I are fans of like letting things play out as naturalistically as possible, and we kept sending extras in front of the camera.
Right.
I also had a hard time with this scene just because I felt like the storyline was skewing a little broad, and I was trying to figure out ways to like just bring it down a little bit. And I remember Neil and Garrett, EPs on the show as well. When they first saw this scene cut together, they're like, "What the fuck is this guy's problem? He's got extras walking on
Right.
jokes." And I remember responding saying, "Well, hey guys, that's cinema." So
What is this, David Lean?
you
Good
know.
God.
But
The,
God forbid somebody walk in front of the
Yep, see that? That's me.
in front of the camera during because you have to
What a
chop
nice
together
move.
these lines. Oh yeah, there's your fall. You
Yeah, just a
bastard. Are you
little
happy
bit of
now?
a, just to show
just rewind
that
that
I had
again.
a little too much to drink.
And if you freeze this freeze a screenshot of this board in a
Yeah.
wider shot. Dan, you wrote it, didn't you?
I wrote some of it. I think
Yeah.
Chevy wrote some of it.
I think I
Oh yeah,
rewrote
Chev,
it.
you did. You did rewrite it. That's
did,
right.
yeah.
I think we spent about 10 minutes
Chevy,
writing some crazy
in
shit.
these, when you see him in
That
the
chalkboard.
episode where he's doing the school song, and in this episode, I'm sort of like we talked about writing up to the characters. I'm sort of like, I'm mocking myself because like Chevy is in all things. Pierce is in all things creative. Like he's his reach exceeds his grasp, and he sort of tries to cover it with a lot of pomposity and a lot of like venom and stuff. And when you see like circles behind him on blackboards and things, that's me making fun of myself for being kind of an
liar.
a-hole.
This scene right here, I think,
love
is
this.
when we really
When those
started to
guys
discover the
nailed that.
chemistry between those two guys. Is that
Oh yeah.
their rhythm together was really good. They put in that little hand slap at the end. We started to go, these guys know how to work together. They
But then we were stuck with these two fucks.
Right.
What? I'm right here. We're right here, Dan.
No, but this is great too. I mean, this is this episode. Like the story is so subtle,
This is your definition of friendship?
No, this is my...
but this character, he's not Jim Halpert from The Office. He's an asshole. Like he's a shallow guy. He's being mean to
he wears
Chevy's
douchey
character.
coats.
How dare you?
And yet you like
pray
him.
for a coat like that.
You're on his side, and yet he's a very deeply flawed guy. And I mean, I remember seeing this was one of the first scenes that we
Which guy
saw.
are you talking about, by the way?
Well, you're
talking about Chang.
you come to the table pre-refined. You're just Chevy, but
Yeah.
we didn't know if Joel could handle doing
Look
a
at
TV
that.
show.
Yeah,
There's a little humor.
finger in the drink.
Yep. I'd stay with those things.
We had to digitally
The
color
coming
in
up
that
is
zero, right?
This was funny with the thing on the mouth.
It's so
between
funny.
Donald and Danny when they do the bad breath thing. This
Yeah.
is one of my favorite lines.
I haven't watched this episode in like 8 months, and I'm just looking at sort of a lot more cinematic choices I was making earlier in the season than later in the season.
This is the night Chevy called me a prick for eating a hot dog.
That's right.
I remember. And I was so
in
excited.
front of a reporter from Time Magazine.
Yeah,
Well, it was like 2 in the morning.
I was
Yeah.
so excited. I said, what did I do to deserve this? Like in a past life.
We kept him around till 2 a.m.
Chevy
That's what we
Chase
did.
is calling me a prick. No, but I meant in a good way. I was like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
can I have
Actually,
this life?
I was in the last shot.
You were. You
Yeah, no, we
no,
remember.
You were in the
Yeah,
last
excuse
shot.
me.
Oh no, that was
Last
the
shot.
pilot.
That was the pilot, Jeff.
Oh. What's this show?
This is the one where you catch on fire and run off.
This is Modern Family.
That's correct, sir.
And then we let you go and we had the stunt guy do it again.
Oh, I can't wait to get back to this.
Oh. There's a darkness to this character that we bob in and out. And I'm like Chevy in the beginning. I remember being understandably cautious about like, well, what are you going to do with this character? Is he a buffoon, or is he, does he have teeth to him? How much Griswold, how much Fletch is what it kind of boils down to.
Your friend, so you have to go. You have to come out
It's a discussion that I happily don't make a firm thing on, because what we created in the meantime in the last season, like kind of a new, unique sort of character. He's sort of the answer is sort of both. Like
Pierce is really his own guy. I think. There's no Griswold in him. And certainly not a lot of Fletch there.
There's a little bit. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, or there's a little bit of both, because he's like in the Christmas episode when he's teaching Jeff to fight.
He's full of himself.
Yeah, he's got a lot of backbone and a lot of teeth. Like and you actually get the impression that this guy has something to offer.
Yeah. We found out later, of course, that he had nothing to offer.
But it's different. It's different from like the guy who's like answering a banana and thinking it's a phone and stuff, and you just feel bad for him. It's like it's all of the above. It's like he's a real old school guy. It's little Archie Bunker, little Eric Cartman.
What are we going to do with Yvette's hair this year? There's so much.
Our instinct is to build.
More.
They're growing wigs right now in a laboratory.
Oh, no, I get it. Garfield's.
This is, everything was leaning on this last thing that they do with the Amy Mann song. And I want to give props to Eric Falkner, who I called, who's a Channel 101 guy, because he did a Channel 101 pilot that ended using that same Amy Mann needle drop. And so I'm really like cautious about like infringing on. Right. It's not exactly the same bit, but it's using that song. It's Magnolia, blah blah blah. So, but I called him and he gave me permission, blessing, comedy writer blessing, to use the Amy Mann needle drop for comedy.
And for whatever, that song was so perfect.
Yeah, I knew it would, because MOS slow mo and the Amy Mann thing during a ridiculous, absurd. Something you've been told is potentially anti-Semitic and racist, and like you can't see what's going on. It was a good way around the fact that otherwise these guys are going to be doing a Spanish play, so it's not going to be funny. They're going to be speaking Spanish, but.
And it's great to sort of talk about, like, how this cast worked together. Dan had a bunch of ideas about what these guys could do. Props put together a table filled with props, and then sort of just became a discovery process. Is sort of.
Then we got Allison involved in it.
A couple of real dorks.
Oh yeah, whose idea was it to pull Allison up there?
We did.
That was you on the set. You were really excited about it, and I was like, I wanted to kill the Pocahontas thing, and it was like, again, learning to work together. Like I remember back at this stage of the show, it was like. I felt like there were things we could do that would like permanently damage the show. This is before there were people flying through the air and naked billiards and stuff. We found our own tone. That's a combination of everybody's safe zones, and that's the important thing about collaboration is there's a unique thing you can find that's like encompasses everything that doesn't destroy anything, the mixture of everyone's sensibilities creates community. If it was just me, there would be no music stings, everything would be very dry and
here we go.
But anyways,
oh God,
very dry.
This is like, very dry except for moments like this.
I think we did all of these twice. I think we just did some steady cam passes on this stuff. And
I was so happy about this flag waving, and I'm not kidding. I'm so happy.
Mixed with the fairy wings, where I don't even remember where that was. I'm trying to think back on. I wish I had good stories for.
And Chevy, you got really mad at me right here. I was not there when I put my butt in Allison's face.
This is great physical comedy right there. The way that you die. It's hilarious. And then your head drops.
If we're doing our job right, your heart should kind of swell a little bit here, which Chevy hates. He hates the sentimentality of the show.
Right here.
But this character is
too close. You were like, Joel, you're going too far. And I'm like, you're telling me?
Well, I had some beef with it. I can't even remember what my beef was. It had something to do with the fact that if the audience isn't just sitting there watching, then they're participating, and we need them out there like just judging these guys, because the triumph needs to be that Joel was willing to do something stupid, not something that uplifted anybody. But it turns out to be such a minute thing, and you think it's so important when you're in the beginning stages of collaborating. You're like defending everything.
Well, what's interesting about television is that it's when you take the amount of time that you spend in a season.
Sorry, Chevy improvised this.
Oh, yeah,
the
F genius line.
Did you say S?
Yeah,
Right.
one of the best improvs of the season.
That means satisfactory.
But when you take, television, you're doing over 400 minutes in a season of these characters, and sort of it becomes an anthology, which is, when a movie is a more specific period of time. It exists in 90 minutes, 110 minutes.
This is over before
you can
know it.
try a lot of stuff. You can,
It's so short. It's 23 minutes an episode to get it all done, but then you have so much time to let things kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, I think about half the audience experiences shows on DVD now, and
Look at us.
or for the first time, and will spend 6 episodes, 8 episodes in a sitting. Experiencing a show and getting that flow.
Hell,
Nobody
Chevy, by
wants
the
to
way,
hear
you're
you
the
guys.
Chevy,
We don't
by
want
the
to
way,
hear you talking about that. They want to hear me and Joel talking.
but in the gag reel, Chevy, that show here's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I stayed up all night writing this with Sergio, who is, I think he speaks some Portuguese. And so I kept asking, well, okay, what rhymes with this, what rhymes with that, what rhymes with that? And like just writing this nonsense because I knew that these guys could beatbox. I'd seen him on a red carpet.
You've seen him on the red carpet do this, right? That gave you the idea.
Yeah, somebody
for
pimped him to do a rap, and I was like, oh, don't do that. Like, that's so lame. But they just jumped in and did it. They didn't give a shit.
Right.
And they were like trading off their beatbox. I was like, oh, shit, we can do something.
Well, that's funny. Thanks for having me.
Chevy, you got 17 more of these to do.
Oh, God, help me.